Hello, everyone. This is Dodik, and this is episode 8 of We Suck at Dota. The hero of the week this week is going to be Earthshaker, and our discussion of the week is going to be about general tips for ganking. I think we have a couple things to go over, specifically like smoke ganks and that kind of stuff, but we're just going to be talking about general strategies and things to look out for when you're attempting to gank. Joining us this week is our usual crew of Liskis, Pijums, and White Chip. How's everybody doing this fine Tuesday evening?
I
Oh,
think
doing
I'm doing
good
good.
here.
Doing all right. Not so happy about Earthshaker, but I'm doing fine.
Hey, we gave you ample opportunity to choose whatever hero you wanted, and you said, no, Earthshaker's fine.
I'm messing. I'm messing. We'll have my Phantom Lancer episode one day.
Maybe episode 14.
Yeah,
What's your-
14.
Yeah.
What's your favorite
We'll
number?
do that.
This is your nemesis, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Eh?
Earthshaker is like an anti-Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't like each other.
You want to find out why? Tune in later. We'll explain
Yes.
it to you.
All right, go ahead.
But I want to know now.
Too bad. So, part 2 of our podcast is usually our weekly hero challenge, where we go over the hero that we beat this week for one of us, whoever it was, for the in-game Dota challenge thing. But because we're so terrible, we did not win one game with one of our hero challenges last week. So
Yeah.
we're gonna skip over that segment this week. It's
We had a
awful.
rough week.
Yeah, we did have a rough week. There was some rage quitting. There's some anger.
There was some tears,
Intense
sadness.
Yeah, there was some rage. Which
One game. Leave me alone. It was over.
But we didn't really attempt to play a lot of our heroes either. What does everyone have, by the way? Does everyone know the heroes that they have?
Yeah, I'm
Io?
up to You've got Io, sweet.
Oh,
I've
I could
got
go tiny.
Ancient Apparition.
Ancient apparition.
Ooh, I
He's
like
good.
him.
I have
I have
Juggernaut.
Visage. Enough said.
Yeah, he's dope.
Oof.
He's
I
so
did-
hard.
I had him like my
Yeah, I
first
don't
one. It
ever
was
play him.
awful.
It
Yeah,
is
I had
awful.
him-
I had him during TI 4
Yeah.
as the that thing. He was so annoying to beat.
God, it's hard. He's pretty cool though once you get used to him. I mean, he's got like what's so hard about him? It's his minion things, right?
Micro.
He's like so squishy.
Well, he's not really squishy. It's just the microing.
He's pretty squishy.
Yeah, he is. He can be squishy. Those familiars too. You got to really micro them. And
Well, yeah, because they're worth a lot of
People
gold if
get-
you kill him.
well, yeah, and people get very upset if you do not do the stuns correctly. And I had actually Visage a few weeks ago. He was a couple back on my hero challenge, and God, I got yelled at so bad for not microing properly to the point
Yeah.
where I was like, oh, it looks like I'm gonna do like about 15 bot games.
Yeah, because the familiars are way more important than Visage itself.
Well, yeah, they have that
Yeah.
stun. They're crazy.
Yeah, that's why you got to keep them alive rather than yourself.
Yeah.
They
Maybe.
do quite a bit of damage though.
Yeah.
We should try to play Visage tonight and see if we can get a win on him. Well, we got to
Yeah,
play
that's
Earthshaker.
happening.
One of us got to play
Yeah,
Earthshaker.
just
We'll play
just choose your best characters, just so I don't have to play Visage ever again.
that. Yeah. But
Let's just skip that part out.
so no part 2 this week. That was a little bit of a part 2, I guess. And we're gonna go right into our hero of the week, which I said, of course, is Earthshaker. Earthshaker is a disabler, initiator, lane support. So he's a lot of supports apparently. And when I was making this, I actually found out he's very similar to Sven. The only difference is Sven is carry and he's lane support instead of carry. But he's also disabler, initiator, and support. That
Well,
was
you can
interesting.
play Sven as a support.
You can,
It's
yeah,
not a bad
totally.
thing.
Just not lane support. I think lane support is one that you just really don't need items. I think that's how, because there is, if you go in game, there's like support and then lane support. They actually classify as two different things.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, there goes my mic. I'm just smack myself in the face with it. Let me pull up all these things because I didn't have it prepared again. So, Earthshaker, Rhaegar Stonehoof the Earthshaker, is a melee strength hero with several area of effect disables, commonly played as a ganker or initiator. Unlike most strength heroes, he is played more like an intelligence caster hero, entirely reliant on his spells to inflict heavy damage, which is exactly correct. He has a lot of he can have a lot of mana issues. I found with him, and we'll talk about that when we talk
Yeah.
about his. I'm sure we'll go over his item builds and stuff, and what you should be building on him, and how to play him and stuff like that. But he's a really big team fight hero. Like, honestly, if you have one on your team, he can completely change a team fight one direction or the other, which is really nice.
Yeah, I've got to throw in a little bit later on to one of the games we had, I think about a week or so ago, where I picked up the Aegis and it completely changed the end of the game. but I will bring that up later.
I think I watched that one. I think you had it's on your Twitch, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I put it on Twitch, or I think I actually had to export it to YouTube because it was going to expire soon.
Ooh, were we there?
Yeah, I think it
I
was
don't think
me,
I was in
PJ,
that
and
game.
Chris.
Yeah, I wasn't in that game.
Ooh.
Yep.
You're inviting us.
Yeah.
Hey,
We probably
Feeling-
did.
Feelings
we
hurt.
probably did, and you're probably away, or you're taking a nap, or
Trying
eating
to
a
On the
donut.
toilet.
Or
Plug the-
pooping.
Or wiping sitting down.
Okay. Both.
So, as I said, he's a melee strength hero. His role is initiator, disabler, support, and lane support. And we'll probably just go right into his skills, right? I'd imagine, usually.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll read the first one, and then we'll go from there. His first one is Fissure. It's a target point ability. So, what does that mean actually? Like when you click it, you just
You have to actually
click it
put the
twice.
crosshairs somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you
Is
have to
it
place
target
somewhere.
or target endpoint? Or point?
It's target point.
Click and point.
Click and point. It affects enemies, and the damage is magical. Slams the ground with a mighty totem, creating an impassable ridge of stone while stunning and damaging enemy units in a line. This is probably what he's most well known for, I'd imagine, besides his ultimate. It's that.
Fissure.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the big ass line of stones that he blocks a lot of people, and it's cool because it's not just like a regular stun where you're because it's not very long. What is it? The stun duration is 1 to 1.75. It's a very short duration stun, but the good thing about it is you can do a lot of interesting things with the what do you call it?
Actual fissure.
Like the landscape of the game. I'm saying, like, so you can block exits away from the enemy team so they can't go a certain direction. You can force units a certain way that you want them to go. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do with Earthshaker and his Fissure. If you're watching the stream, I'm sure at one point in this video there's going to be the Earthshaker on the team is going to do some kind of cool one, unless I just picked a really bad game to watch. You might see some cool Fissures in this game if you're on the stream. But that was his first ability, his Fissure. That's his Q. Does someone want to read his second one?
I'll go next. Enchant Totem is not a targeted ability, it just affects his self. It empowers Earthshaker's totem, causing it to deal extra damage on the next attack. So when you do this, you'll see it. The attack damage bonus is anywhere from 100% to 400%, going 1, 2, 3, 4. And the damage bonus duration is 14 seconds. 14 seconds,
Oh.
and a 5-second cooldown. So it's kind of like a two-part ability where you slam down initially, and then on the next whack, it will do that extra attack damage bonus. Great for if you're doing damage to a tower. That's,
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh.
He
that's
actually
really good.
grabs his totem and hits whatever thing you target.
Yeah, that's where the
Exactly.
extra damage is coming from, supposedly. But it goes like what, 100 all the way to 400% damage.
Yep,
Crazy.
from levels 1 to 4, and the mana cost on it's pretty low. It's 20 to 50 respectively. So it's, even though he does have mana issues, this is one of those abilities that you can use for. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it right in the beginning of the game, but as the game goes on later, for like when you're clearing creep waves and trying to just get all of that extra damage and just try and push the lane back a little bit. I tend to use this a bit.
It's actually pretty useful early game to if they have a melee carry.
Oh yeah.
You can get a couple nice pot shots on off him.
On off him.
on
On,
Oh yeah.
on off of him.
off on
I don't
him.
know. Yeah, something like that.
Either
Yeah,
way.
No, this is good when if
And the
there's a
cost is
stun.
low. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
the-
you don't really need even the stun. Just hit it up and then go walk while he's trying to hit a creep and hit him.
That's true too, because it does do the duration, so you don't have to use it immediately after it. You'll have that little buff bonus for a tiny bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the Enchant Totem. Who would like to read the next ability?
I will. So, the third ability is Aftershock, and it's actually a passive, and it does magical damage. It actually causes the earth to shake underfoot, adding additional damage and stuns to nearby enemy units when Earthshaker casts his ability. The radius is 300, Damage is from 50 to 125, and the stun duration is 0.6 to 1.5.
Yep. This is what's nice. It works well with his enchant totem, because the enchant totem doesn't do a stun at first,
Yeah.
but obviously every ability you do after this, it adds an additional stun. So you can walk up to people, slam on the ground with the totem, and then it also adds a stun to that attack, which is really nice.
Yeah, see,
And it actually doesn't trigger upon using items, by the
Yep.
way.
no, and
But-
I didn't even know that about the enchant totem, because I thought that enchant totem had the stun to it, but I didn't realize it was comboing with aftershock.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it confuses everybody. But now you know.
Yes, you do.
because knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Chip, that leaves you
Okay.
with the ultimate.
Yay, my favorite ultimate. Until late game.
Yeah.
We'll tell you why.
Tell you what.
Okay, the ultimate is Echo Slam. Wait, PJ, do you know how to make the voice?
Echo Slam. I can't do
that
it.
is-
Pretty good.
That is
I
pretty
need
good,
a
actually.
deeper voice for that.
Deeper voice.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. I'll accept it. Okay. Echo Slam, shockwaves travel through the ground, damaging enemy units caught in the radius. Each enemy hit by the Echo Slam causes an echo that damages nearby units as well. The radius is 575, and the Echo search radius is 575 as well. The initial damage is 160 to 270. The echo damage is 40 to 70.
Yes.
Mana cost is 145 to 265.
Quite expensive.
And
For a strength hero.
And that cooldown is pretty damn long.
Yeah, 150 down to 110 at max level.
Also, if you have Axe equipped, it causes the echo to hit them twice.
Yep. So yeah,
each-
it does. It instead of echoing once, it echoes twice on each thing, which is nice.
more
And-
damage.
And
More
does that
better.
stack? Does that stack with the more heroes there are?
Oh yeah, totally. Every hero
Yeah,
that's
like for every
around,
hero.
it echoes
Yeah.
more. So the more heroes there are, or even illusions, count as heroes. By the way, this is what we were talking about earlier. Why he works so well against like Phantom Lancer or the Spider,
Chaos.
whoever, Chaos Knight,
Brood.
Broodmother, because the more units there are around, the more damage, the more echoes that is done. And you'll see actually in this game, they probably picked this Earthshaker because there's a Phantom Lancer on their team.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've yet to see a cool Echo Slam yet, but
I'm a cool Echo Slam
yeah, you're a cool Echo Slam. But
Maybe,
it does.
because I'm so fit.
Walrus size, right?
Yes. There's actually a little info here. For one hero in the radius, is this about Echo Slam though?
Yeah, it is. And then this, I think the parentheses is with Ags, I believe.
Yeah, like increases like one hero. Let's just use the lowest, your first level up on that. It's 200. 2 heroes 240. 3 heroes 280 to 5 heroes is 360.
And that's like that'd be the total damage to a single unit. So if you go in on 5 heroes, you're doing 360 damage per hero at level 1 of the Echo Slam. Now we can go to just the max level with the Ags just to get a little silly. With 1 hero, it's 410. 2 heroes 550, 3 heroes 690, 4 heroes 830, and 5 heroes 970 damage.
It's so
Each
beautiful.
unit. Now that's 5 heroes. That's not counting Phantom Lancers, Illusions, Chaoses, Knights, Phantasms, whatever they're called. All of those count as well, and it's going to do even more damage. Each Echo, I think, does an additional 70 at max level. So you add even more. It does crazy amounts of damage if you can get a good one off. But that's always the thing. You have to get the good one off.
So this would be like the perfect team fight initiate, so that you can have the rest of the team kind of pick off.
Oh yeah,
everybody
totally. I
since
mean,
they
you can use it as a finisher or an initiate. 99% of the time you want to use it as an initiate, because they're going to be grouped up. You go in there, you do a crap ton of damage. You're probably taking away half or more of their health, and then the rest of your team goes in because they're stunned for a little bit too. Usually, the way I do it is you grab. We'll talk about in depth later, but you grab a blink dagger, you blink in, you Echo Slam, you do your enchant totem right after your Echo Slam, so you do another stun on top of that, and then you get the fuck out and maybe do a fissure as you're leaving. So that way, it's stacked stuns. And by that point, after you leave, I mean, they're so close to being dead, your team just goes in and just kind of cleans it up. which is amazing.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It all
So-
depends, of course, on if you can get that initiation. That's always our problem. Is we
Yeah,
can never
we're
get that proper
horrible.
initiation.
We are
He needs-
horrible initiators.
He needs that certain item that we'll talk about later.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
too scared.
Now I'm trying to see here if there's any silly stuff with any of these skills. I'll probably just go back to Fissure really quick. Let's see. Fissure's pathing blocking width is approximately 80 units. So that's how wide the fissure is, like how many units wide it is. Flying units are not blocked by fissure. They are still fully affected by it otherwise when hit. So they are shoved aside, stunned, and damaged. So you can hit the courier with it, even though it's in the air and this is technically on the ground. It will stun it, but it won't get stuck on it. But it will do that initial stun duration on there. Spell immune enemy lane and neutral creeps completely ignore the fissure and can walk through it, which I did not know.
So sad.
Oh.
Lane creeps and neutral creeps will not try to path around the fissure, but they wait for it to disappear. That's actually, I don't know if it's a recent change, but that is a change. It used to be that the creeps would try to path around the fissure, but now what they do is they just stand there and just keep walking into it, and they won't move if they're stuck in the path. Just
Ooh, that's so useful.
yeah, and this prevents you being able to kind of control the creeps and put them where you want them to, but it helps in the beginning. Maybe, depending on, how useful you might think it is. You can block the creeps in the beginning, the first initial one for like whatever length of time that is.
Very
Yeah,
useful.
8
actually.
seconds.
Yeah, so that's a really good way to just block the creep camp in the beginning. Just put the fissure,
Control the lane.
control the lane exactly. You would put it like right after your first tower from your base.
Yeah, you can. There's actually a couple spots. Well, I mean, you can pretty much put it anywhere since they don't try to walk around it.
Yeah, exactly. They'll just get. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you know what though? I think when we first started playing them, they tried to walk around it because I remember
No,
you doing
yeah,
that.
it's definitely they changed it
Yeah, not
because
too.
I noticed I was like, wait, I think they can walk around this thing.
Yeah, they just walk into it like they're stuck. They're not stunned. I mean, they can still move and they can still attack you. I think, unless you hit them directly with it. But they'll just stop right at it and just won't go any further.
Are you sure about that actually?
What?
That they just keep walking right into it.
Yeah, if you watch them,
Yeah,
they
I've
just keep
seen it.
walking. They're like pretending like it's not there.
Are you sure it's not like that you stun them, or like if you do it like maybe like 2 seconds before they walk to it, will they try to walk around it?
No, I think they're more like lemmings where they're just going to keep walking forward until something blocks their path.
Oh, and Icy Feather, who has another podcast, the Dota 2 podcast, is really good. He mentioned on the Twitch thing, I may want to mention Broodmother's counter completely by Echo Slam because of her little spiderlings. It's not the hero itself, but it's because of her, her spiders that she has. They count as heroes.
Yeah,
So
which
I did not
she
know that.
usually has a shit ton of them.
oh yeah, totally. You can get rid of them entirely by doing that.
It's my woman.
He's a good counter. You can
Yeah.
counter pick any of those illusion based heroes. Just pick him. Just pick Earthshaker if anyone on the other team.
PJ and Illusion here, or PJ and his freaking
Mhm.
Phantom Lancer.
But yeah, he likes
Brood.
Broodmother too. So maybe he's like
Yeah,
an illusion guy.
Yeah, I like illusions. I like
Yeah, you even
management
used
with
to
that.
you used to play Chaos Knight a lot too back in the day.
Yep,
Back
yep.
in my day, we played
Wow.
Chaos Knight.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
It's true.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
true.
anything else special about fissure you guys can think of? The fissure duration is 8 seconds, so it stays on the ground for 8 seconds. 15-second what do you call it? Cooldown time. Spell immune units are still shoved aside and cannot pass through fissure, which we talked about. And mana cost is 125 through 170, so it's quite expensive to do. It's again, you're a melee strength hero. You do not have a lot of mana, so all of these skills, I mean, they use a decent chunk, maybe except for the enchant totem. It's not too bad. But the Echo Slam and the Fissure, if there's any kind of enemy, who has some kind of mana drain or something, they can really take you out of the game, which is, unfortunate. That's one of the weaknesses of this hero.
Yeah, he's very spell dependent. That's why.
Totally.
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
Oh.
Anything else you can think of with that?
Not with Fissure. I was gonna say, the enchant totem. Little side note for that is, if you miss the attack, it doesn't waste the buff on that bonus attack damage. So, say if you're going against who is it, Phantom Assassin, because she tends to blur quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
If you miss one of those hits, it won't. If you keep trying to whack at her, eventually, if you hit one, the buff will go off as long as it's within that 14 seconds.
Yep. I like the enchant totem. That's really nice. Yeah, 400% damage at max level, so that's quite a lot. And this is good for, I ended up using it, unfortunately, towards the middle of the game, towards the end-ish. I use it a lot for last hitting. because it
Yeah,
just
I
allows you
do
to get
too.
through them really quick. And for tower damage, you just always make sure if you're attacking a tower, you better be hitting that every 5 seconds and getting that enchant totem to get that initial damage, or that additional damage, because that it does melt towers pretty quick if you watch it. So
Yeah, I especially once you're at level 4 on it, 400% bonus attack is great
yeah,
against the tower.
that's a lot of extra damage.
Lots.
So that one's not too special. That doesn't have much to it, really. I mean, we already went over the mana cost and stuff. So, Aftershock. Aftershock does not trigger upon using items. So an Aftershock is the ability that causes your abilities to also stun on top of whatever they usually do. So it does not trigger when you cast Yule Scepter or something. You don't get a stun, another stun along with that. Applies it affects damage and stun before the effects of the triggering spell are applied. The stun does not stack with the stun of Fissure. It follows the regular rule of stuns. The longer stun overrides the shorter one, which I did not know.
Oh, good to know.
And again, that's probably it for that one. It's 50 through 125 damage, levels 1 through 4. And the stun duration is not very long. It's 1.5 seconds, but it's not really meant to be a huge stun. It's just, if a lot of times you can...
It's a good stun though.
It's a good stun.
Any stun is good.
Yeah. Any stun like this where it's a full stun. It's not like a root or something like that. You just can't do anything.
So if they were trying to say teleport away, you could use your enchant totem while you have an aftershock, and it will stun them, interrupt that
Yep.
that teleport.
Yes, it will.
Mhm.
Ooh.
And then you can, a lot of times,
to
if you
know.
build the blink or something and you got a hero that's trying to escape, you can just hit it and get that 1.5 seconds. And even when I played it, I'm really not that good at them, but even the times I've played it, that 1.5 seconds is plenty of time for your team to catch up and kill them, whoever that hero is. And you might even have another stun on top of that. So even though it's a very
Or
short
slow.
stun, or slow, yeah, even though it's a very short stun, it's definitely still useful. Then I gotta find another game here so you guys can take over for a sec.
And not a problem. Let's see. We kind of went over everything with Echo Slam, right? Between the Echo Waves getting extra attack damage, Ag Scepter. That's good to know. Echo Slam does affect invisible units and units in the Fog of War. So if you think
Yes.
that there's a Riki around you, or a Bounty Hunter, or Weaver, any invisible unit, or say you possibly think that they've like if there's a Marana on the other team and they've used her ulti to go completely invis to try and do a team gank on you, you might be able to, I guess, if you have like a ward or something, you can kind of see them starting to pile up. I would say probably initiate on that. They would not be expecting that.
Yeah, totally.
Indeed.
Another thing I wanted to kind of throw out there is the use of fissure to block off certain things, like say they're trying to get into your base, or vice versa, they're trying to get out of your base.
Or you're trying to troll your team at the
Yeah,
fountain
that
and keep
too.
them inside a couple extra seconds.
You can use fissure to block off that entrance to whatever lane you're at, because the fissure is usually wide enough, if you position it correctly, to completely block off an entrance.
Mhm.
Now, I haven't really seen it. I'm sure it's happened many times, but I was thinking of using this as, if you know that they're in the Roshan pit, say the enemy team, they're in the Roshan pit, they're about half health or whatever, fissure them to like lock them in the pit, blink in, and echo slam.
I actually think I did that once.
You can do
You
that,
did?
but the problem is that your team's not in there with you,
Yeah,
and then you
that was a
block them
problem.
out. That's because and it works.
Hey,
if you can get a lot of
everybody
damage
gets a
on it.
blink.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. If everyone has a
Or
blink, it's
have
fine.
have Earthshaker fissure them in, have Disruptor use his freaking what's it called?
Oh, the black hole
His
thing.
ulti. Yeah.
Yeah,
He works really well with
The
Disruptor and
Static
static
storm.
field.
Yeah.
Yeah, static storm.
any character who has an ability to push everybody together. Black Hole on what's his name, Enigma. Who's that other guy? That has like the spiky thing.
Darkseer.
Darkseer with his
Oh.
vacuum. What the heck is the other guy's name? I don't remember it.
There's so many people.
Magnus.
Magnus, yeah, he has like his thing that you can push them in a line and then you push them all together. All of those, Yep, everything like that. Faceless, it depends if he
Well, I
gets a
mean,
good
like,
fissure off or not. Or a
If you
good.
get, if you get a good Echo Slam, Faceless can just go in there and clean them up.
Oh, I see what you mean. So you're talking about Faceless goes in after, not before.
Yeah, so like you
Yeah.
disorient them, damage them a little bit, so it's easier for Faceless.
Yeah, totally. Would have been useful our last game we played, maybe.
Oh
Maybe.
my god, so
Terrible
bad.
Faceless. Terrible Faceless. Okay, cool. So that's anything else about
His abilities.
Yeah, is that all the stuff I think? I think we went over the weird
think
special
so.
stuff about it. Echo waves travel at a speed of 550 and they can be disjointed. I don't think I've ever actually seen. I don't know if there's something that shows up in game or something. I don't think I've ever tried to
It's
disjoint this.
Honestly, too fast to
Yeah.
notice.
Let's see. The echo search radius are centered around each unit hit by the initial damage. Echo waves are sent out to every enemy unit within the search radius. This means the echo wave targets can be up to 1,150 range away from Earthshaker.
Wow.
Oh, okay, so I see what it's saying, because it will search 550 units for another target. If it hits that target right at the edge of the 550 units, it will then send out another echo that goes out 550 units.
Wow.
But that's,
Or
I mean,
575.
or 575 if, yeah, sorry. But yeah, but I don't really see that being useful ever, really. If you get it, great, but don't count on it.
Yeah.
With a good Magnus.
Yeah. Magnus.
Or a vacuum thing.
Maybe we'll play when we build a team for this next game. We'll put like maybe I'll go Leanna, go Disruptor or something, and then one of us will go Earthshaker. Get some stuff in there.
Sounds good to me.
So
I haven't
many
played
stunts.
Disruptor in a little bit.
All right, so that's probably all his abilities. Do we want to? What was our next thing? Item builds was next.
Yeah. Don't skip
Yeah.
it this
Or
time.
well, no, I always skip ability builds. What are we doing first? Abilities or items?
I think abilities would make more sense if we just did abilities. Wait, ability builds.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
We
like
can
how
do
you
that.
how you level him up, because I mean, and he's gonna level up different ways. Now, every time I play Earthshaker, Chip does not approve because I don't level up my aftershock enough. He gets mad. I wait until later to level it up because I find that just getting
I
the
don't-
one level early game is good for the
I
stun.
don't get mad at that. I get mad that you level Fissure up as soon as possible, and I'm like, Leo, you don't have enough mana for that.
Well, I think that's that's
Well-
what it comes down to a lot of the times, unfortunately.
Well, if we
Like,
look
what-
at this hero
you-
build, you might not want to look at it, Chip, because it does not approve.
Yeah.
You will not
You
approve
have
of it at all.
enough for 2 fissures in early game.
Yeah, but look at the difference in levels with the fissures. It does so much more damage. In the stun, well, no, the stun's really not worth it. It's like 0.3 seconds. Nah, maybe. We'll see. We'll have to mess with the build a little bit, I think. But
I just
So-
think like early game, you don't really need to level it up all the way to 4.
Well, I think-
and then work on your other ability.
what do you think in your first skill? I mean, obviously it depends on who you'll end up
Oh,
against and what you're doing.
Fissure.
Fissure's usually
Honestly,
always the first
Fissure's
one.
First skill.
Yeah.
First skill. Kill.
And
skill.
I just go right for Aftershock for level 2. And then I
Ooh.
go enchant totem level 3 usually. I usually get one level of each one, first 3 levels.
I'd go for. Well, you can't. Your aftershock doesn't go with the fissure.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, then why does this build have that? That's weird.
I
Oh,
See,
don't
that's
know.
why you don't trust builds.
No, because
That
it gives
is why you don't trust builds.
it does give additional damage. That's what it is. It
Okay.
won't stack the stun, but it will do the additional damage. But this build is suggesting, and now there's not many builds on the Dota Fire website for Earthshaker, so apparently he's not a very commonly built hero, I guess. I don't know.
Nobody knows how to play him.
or-
Maybe.
Or maybe this build is just so good that
Yeah.
nobody else wants to use another build.
No one wants to fight it. They're like, yeah, it's totally
I
true.
doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too. But it pretty much has you maxing out Fissure first. So you get it level 1, you get Fissure. Level 2, you go for your Aftershock for most likely additional damage. It says level 3, go for another Fissure, but honestly, I'd probably go for an Enchant Totem. The first 3
me
levels.
too.
Because you get that stun. That 1.5 second stun can very easily be a gank on the first 3 levels, depending on how...
And attack bonus damage. So delicious.
Exactly. Yeah, that's 100%. What is it? Is 100% double? Is that is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you get double damage. So it's at least one hit, you get double damage. And again, that could be enough for a gank. The whatever amount of stun. It's not 1.5 seconds at level 1, is it? No, it's like 0.6. But that could be enough to get a gank off, definitely. And then after that, usually I just max out Fissure immediately, just as soon as possible. Chip doesn't. Chip will just max out Aftershock, apparently.
No, I would actually do pretty much enchant totem until level 6, and they get the Echo Slam. Because
Yeah.
I mean, like if your lane is going really well, you can push that tower.
Oh yeah, with the enchant, yeah, you
enchant
can.
totem.
That is true too.
It really depends, like
Of
what
course.
you're going for.
Because we say these ability builds, and it obviously depends on the game you're playing, who you're laning against. There's not one build that's good for every game.
Try different things out, and if people yell at you, mute them or cry to yourself.
Yeah, or
in
just
your bed.
yeah, exactly.
I usually do the latter.
Yeah. And then the Echo Slam you do at your regular level 6, 11, 16 because it's so good. This I love this ultimate. It's probably one of my favorite abilities in the game because it's just if you get a good one off, that is like the best feeling. Like, to get that fucking awesome Echo Slam off. Yeah, it's so nice.
So beautiful.
Like I play Queen of Pain and she has her ultimate and I hit everybody, I feel awesome. Earthshaker does nothing compared to Earthshaker getting that ultimate off and you hit all 5, and if it's like the Chaos Knight's not being smart about it and he has all his heroes in there and you just watch their health just melt before your team's even there, it's awesome.
So nice. I still remember some of the best Echo Slams I've had.
Yeah, it was good games.
It's so sad that I remember them.
And like I said, Echo Slam regular level 6, 11, 16. And apparently your build is going to vary so much it doesn't really matter. You can go Aftershock first. You can go Enchant Totem first. Who knows? It depends.
Whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do.
Your game.
This
Just
guy.
Please please level up Echo Slam at level 6 though. Please.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, if you don't.
Were you there in that game?
No.
I was with somebody and they wouldn't level Echo Slam at all.
That's awful.
It was terrible. We lost because.
Oh yeah, totally. That can make a huge difference. Stupid.
We were like yelling at him, level Echo Slam, and he just level up everything else. I think he started leveling up his stats. Yeah.
Stats 12 through 18 and then 18 through 20.
And then he just stopped leveling up.
That's terrible.
No, I think they killed us before he could even level up his stats.
That's awful.
It was.
Earthshaker's fun. So that's his ability builds. Again, that's always going to vary. That's going to be different every single time. The item builds, on the other hand, those are going to be pretty consistent, I think. I think he has a decent set of items that you need to get every time, and if you get those, you're all set. He's one of those heroes that you can't go without any items at all, but you only need a couple, really, to be useful.
The more you have, though, the better.
Well, obviously, if you want to build up a better thing for more damage and that kind of stuff. Yeah, more better.
I like how PJ isn't saying anything because he has no idea.
He's never played Earthshaker.
Is he even here?
Oh yeah, he's
here. I'm listening.
So
go listen to some Earthshaker voices and repeat them.
Are you watching the Twitch? You can watch this guy play Earthshaker. Oh, I didn't select him. If you guys want to go over his quick, I'm just gonna fix this camera.
Okay. That's not 1 clarity, not 2 clarities, but 3 clarities.
Beautiful.
Why?
Indeed.
Because he has mana problems.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
It's terrible mana problems. It's awful.
Okay, so it's clarity, 3 clarities, Tango. They say a salve, and they say gauntlet strength, and I don't agree with that at all.
Because you can build into the bracer, I think.
Well, not only that, I would go for what are you called? Mantle of Intelligence to give him some more mana. I mean, some more intelligence to have more mana.
I could see
and
that.
that builds into Null Talisman, which builds into a useful item later game we'll talk about.
Yes.
Okay, who's next? I'm not gonna read them all.
No. Okay.
Come on, Chip.
I get nervous.
Don't worry. Okay. So that was his starting item. So you're thinking a couple clarities, of course some regeneration. Depending on who you're laning against, sometimes I pick up a stout shield. If I really feel like I'm gonna get harassed in the lane.
Yeah. I used to do that too.
Short and stout.
Yeah. You just drop a clarity or something or 2 clarities and pick up a stout shield instead if you really think you're going to get harassed in lane, because that you'll be able to stay in the lane a lot longer, which is nice. Early game it says magic stick, boots of speed, the brown boots, bracer, and energy booster.
Which is for mana boots.
Which is for mana. They build that. Yeah, the boots and the energy booster I think just build right into the mana boots, right?
Secret shop. Yep.
And the mana boots, you have to go mana boots on him. I don't care. I think that's really his only option for boots.
It
honestly.
is.
It's like phase boots,
He
no
needs that
no
mana.
way. The power treads, no way. Maybe you can get the extra bit of mana, but power treads you might be able to make a case for, but it really is mana boots, I think, all the way. And then his big item, I think, his most important item that he needs to get, well, there's two of them, is his Blink Dagger.
Blink Dagger.
Blink Dagger gives you the ability to blink into the team fights to initiate. Because if you can't blink in and you're relying on another stun or something, and you're just humpy dumpy fucking walking over there, you're gonna get killed. You're not gonna be able to get the Echo Slam over.
That language.
Very, very offensive language. But yeah, you kind of need the
Who you
blink.
calling Humpty Dumpty?
Yeah.
Earthshaker.
He's
He's a
pretty
cow.
much, like,
He's
he
a
does have
cow.
a hump. That's
Is he
his
a
totem
cow? I
pole.
never forgot
He's a cow.
what
Look at
he
him.
is.
He's totally a cow.
He looks like a Muppet.
I could see that
He
too.
does look
Yeah,
like a
he does
Muppet.
some Muppet.
That's what he looks like to me.
But
Shaggy
Muppet,
dog.
though.
Oh,
Shaggy
God.
dog.
Yeah, he looks like the one that plays what's it called?
The drums?
Not- No, not Animal. He kind of looks like Animal and oh fuck, what's his name? I think it's
Oh.
Rolf,
Animal.
Yes. Wait.
like the dog one, kind of.
Is this Sesame
Yeah.
Street?
Yeah.
What are we talking
No,
about?
that's
No, I'm thinking of
Muppet.
Muppet Babies.
I'm too
Muppet
young for that.
Babies.
Too young for
Yeah,
that
you're a
stuff.
youngin.
You don't know. It's alright. Let's go.
I didn't watch Muppets, really.
That was my childhood.
It does look like him.
Right?
Like a lot.
It's funny.
We're
Okay.
just so derailed now from
Yeah.
that.
So what were we talking about? Blink Dagger. You definitely want to get a Blink
Love the
Dagger on
blink.
him. And TP Scroll, because one of the ways that you play, and we'll talk about a little bit later, is you want to be roaming a lot across the map to try to get the ganks off for the team fights and everything.
That Blink
Oh my
Dagger.
god, it does look like him.
Wait,
It
which one?
does.
The brown one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he just looks like a dog.
And Earthshaker looks like a dog.
All right, then. Let's
He's
go
like,
back to the podcast now.
Let's go back to this podcast. Stop scaring me, guys.
Sorry.
All right, so and then I would say his it says situational, but I kind of feel like this is a core item as well. The Ag Scepter on him, I think is a big item on him because it
Yeah.
it does so much more damage. It's crazy, and that's really when you're gonna see their their health bars just melting. Is if you can get built up with an Ags. It's amazing.
Also useful, Veil of Discourse, which, as I previously said, the null, was it?
No talisman.
Null
Null
talisman
talisman.
built into.
Yeah, it's totally because the veil. Now, keep in mind, every time I got this, I am not coordinated enough to do this properly because it can be difficult. It's not easy, and it's actually kind of gives.
It's
Hold up.
it's really
Let me
easy.
explain myself for a second. Hold on. Look,
He's not good with buttons.
you put
Oh my god.
you put because the Veil of Discord, right? It's a target thing. So you have the little area of effect you have
is
to
it?
put down. Yes, it is.
Okay. It's not a like target thing. You aim it somewhere.
It's an AoE thing. I'm saying like you have to click
Yeah.
and it's like a certain area that it affects. Now they're gonna see that. They know when that comes, so they know you're coming in, so they might be able to get something ready.
You're
Unless.
making me furious right now.
Dude.
Blink in.
Oh, that's
have
true.
it
That's true.
ready,
You can
hit
do
your
that.
Button. Okay,
But-
blink in. Have your button ready. Click it. Click where you land, and then Echo Slam.
But the thing is, and I have done it, I've tried doing that, and if someone's fast enough, they can stun you before you can get your Veil and your Echo Slam off. I've had it happen.
Nah, you slow.
But if you get a BKB on them, you don't have to worry about it. Which is nice.
I just don't know what to say. To this.
That's why I told you I don't. That's why I'm not good at Earthshaker. I can't do that. I'm retarded. My fingers don't do that.
Too much micro.
My fingers don't do that.
Too much micro. I have things with 4 skills. I'm fine.
How
I'm
how
good
many
with that.
Buttons do you have?
How many
What?
fingers do you have?
8 and 2
You're
thumbs.
driving me insane, bro. You just need to practice more. Like,
I don't like
I
Earthshaker
just-
though. I don't like playing them because I'm not good at
Dude,
initiating.
no, I mean like practice. Like, play Wind Ranger and get like Blank Dagger. Get your
No, because
get-
if you watch me play Oh my god, who put that picture on the OneNote? I
That
didn't see
wasn't me at all.
That's funny.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
That's awesome.
That's funny shit.
Oops.
No, but I'll play like TA or and she has a lot of things I have to do. I have to blink in, sometimes use the veil depending if I bought it at that point. Then I have to do the meld and then do the meld. I don't know. I can do it fine with TA, but like Earthshaker for some reason I just can't do it. I don't know what it is. I'm just terrible at initiating. I'm bad at reading when is a good time to initiate. I think that's my biggest problem.
when I'm yelling at you.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. And I think we talked
Yeah.
about it in another podcast before. It's like, go in now. And by the time, again, that I realize that and think about it and actually do it, it's already too late. So it's like,
Usually I'm already in there getting killed because he
yeah,
didn't go in when I could go in.
exactly. That's why I don't play Earthshaker.
That's
Which
true.
is infuriating, but hilarious when we were talking about it.
Yes. That's why you need to play Earthshaker.
No, I'm not playing
He does
Earthshaker,
good
that's
as
not-
Earthshaker.
I can't do
Yeah,
it,
you
though.
do working good.
We need a freaking Wind Ranger carry.
I don't need Wind Ranger carry, dude. I have
Oh,
TA.
I am so fucking sorry. I cannot be the
Support.
Wind Ranger carry that you are.
Yes, I was
Support.
angry
I
in that
got
game.
fucking confused as shit yesterday. So yesterday and the day before. Oh my god. I was trying to follow Chip's directions and he's like, do this, why don't you do this? I'm like, ah!
Don't play a
Fucking-
character Chip
She's
is good at
so
because
micromanageable. Because you have to make sure you get your shackle when they're next to a tree so it lasts longer. You got to make sure don't freaking do your arrow thing. Do your ultimate focus fire. Focus fire does a lot more damage than your arrow thing because by the time they're unstunned, you can kill them.
hey, this Earthshaker is going tranquil boots. I don't
Nigga,
agree with
please
this.
look, insert here.
Give some health.
If you guys, if anyone in our stream or anyone who's listening to this podcast ever plays a game with us, do not play Lena, do not play Wind Ranger, do not play any
Yep.
character Chip has ever played, or you will hate yourself because it would be
Yep.
terrible.
I will.
He will
Criticize
micro
you.
your entire game.
Dude, 2 weeks I had Lena as my challenge. I made it a point to not play with Chip so I can beat it. I'm just like, oh, Chip, he's
Like
probably
when
sleeping.
Leo
I'm
played.
gonna beat Lena.
Like when
And I
Leo
did so
played
good. I
Lena.
got like 18 kills.
You loved playing Lena too.
Oh, I did, but I will never touch her again. That's Chip's woman.
Ruined it,
She's-
Chip. You ruined it
She's
for
so
us.
fun. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
It
You make us
like-
so self-conscious.
Because
You
it's
use
know.
her, Leo. You use her, and then you wait like a second and stun them. It's not that hard.
Oh my god.
no, my favorite thing is this is how he plays, right? And PJ has said this today. He'll be playing with us. He'll be in a lane with PJ. I'm in mid, and Leanna's in whatever the off lane or the safe lane or whatever with the carry. Chip will stop playing his character, go click on all of us, check what our items are, check what abilities we leveled up, and he'll be like, "Why did you level up that second?" And
He's
he's
like, why do you stun him? What the fuck? How do you know what I'm doing?
and he's on like
You
a triple
guys
kill.
miss so many ample opportunities. You gotta be more aggressive.
It's terrible, terrible.
It's-
You might as well
I
just
love
be the
it.
coach and don't pick anybody.
I think
Just
honestly, what
watch
we
the
need to
whole
do
map.
is we'll just let him play all 5 characters by himself. It'll be fine.
Or you can do that. We
Shit,
all
Get
can
me,
control
see
get
it
me a
once.
Tusk and a Lena. I can rape.
We have done that. That was awesome. You did
Yeah,
really
you're
good.
pretty good with Tusk too.
But I think we got really derailed here talking about Chip.
Alright.
What were we talking
Ooh,
about?
that Tusk.
Items.
If you get Tusk and Earthshaker, he can roll you in, and then they're all stunned for you, Leo.
True. Then I wouldn't need a blink dagger. That's
So I
less
mean, you
buttons
can
for me to
veil,
press.
yeah, you can veil discourse yourself.
Amazing. We should do that then. Just have all. Oh my god! Next game, we just have all stuns. It's like Earthshaker, Disruptor, freaking Tusk.
Breaker.
Holy shit!
Sven.
Oh, Lifestealer. It's just everybody. Everybody go in there. What else we got for items? We have Shiva's Guard, Scythe of Vice, and Heart. Shiva's Guard I actually buy quite often on him. Before actually I buy Veil, I probably shouldn't, but I like it for when you go in and you just pop the Shiva's Guard after the Echo Slam, and then they're all slowed and they take some additional damage and everything like that, and allows your team to clean up a lot easier. So I do like the Shiva's Guard on him as well.
Whew.
But it's not a core item. I would definitely say if you get a Blink Dagger and you get an Axe, you are set for the rest
Yeah,
of the game.
and arcane boots.
And arcane boots.
Until we'll speak about that later.
What?
Until late game.
Until late game. Well, we can talk about that now, really. I mean, again, that was his
Okay.
item build.
Or,
We talked about his
yeah,
ability build, so we'll talk about his general gameplay now.
Okay.
Well,
just-
before we go into the general gameplay, I do want to mention the little fight or whatever the team fight that changed the course of the game.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
So the game was I'm actually looking at right now. I didn't actually record it. I'm actually looking at it on Dota right now.
Okay.
Which I might end up twitching it just so I can have it and save it because
Download it.
it
Download
was
it.
so fucking awesome. It was beautiful. So we're going against a Lion, Legion Commander, Puck, Juggernaut, and Pudge. and our team is PJ playing Lifestealer, Chris playing Riki, I was Earthshaker, and we had a Zeus and a Witch Doctor on our team. So we are approaching their base. They've taken out our mid racks, and we're pushing down the middle right now. All 5 of them are in their base right at like their mid tower, which has actually gone down. We're at their racks. Pudge decides that he's going to now. Before I go too far into this, right before it, we kill Roshan, and I accidentally picked up the Aegis, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have grabbed that." Chris was like, "Oh no, it's no big deal." It's actually what changed the whole game. My items on this at this point are Arcane Boots, Blink Dagger, Ags, 1 Ward, and the Aegis. Pudge hooks me and pulls me into their base, into a team fight, and I die. But they don't realize that I'm the one with the Aegis. I respawn, I pop Echo Slam, Zeus ulties, and then I fissure, and we wiped
I did
the
see
team.
that. Yeah, you got like
Yep.
didn't you get like 4 kills out of that? Like you with the fissure?
Yes.
That was insane.
It was,
Wow.
and we team wiped them and pushed to win. It was
a what the
great.
fuck moment.
And I just rewatching it makes me look at it like, holy shit, that really changed the entire team fight. And I was like,
Don't you want to play
Well,
Earthshaker
it's-
now?
I do, and every time I do, I can never compare to that moment. But
Yeah.
that's
No.
one of those. That's one of those.
It's one of
I
those.
love this ulti moment.
Yeah.
That's why it's
Sunglasses
so
just
amazing.
dropped from the sky.
Deal with
and
it.
She said, "Deal with it."
Oh yeah, it was fucking amazing.
Oh,
I will
yeah.
never
Yeah.
live up to that moment again, though.
Is there a way to get that on our regular
I
stream?
can.
On our channel stream?
Yeah, but I'll have to
Make a
log in.
GIF.
Oh, you
I
could make a
could-
GIF of that. You could make
Yeah.
a
Make a
GIF of
GIF
that.
of that. A
GIF.
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 It's not
It's
fucking
not
peanut butter.
Jiffy.
Screw you guys. It's GIF. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn non.
2 on
We
2.
be.
2
We
on
be.
2. That's right, PJ. 2 on 2.
They don't understand.
To uneducated mother.
Hey,
Oh.
I have a degree. I'm paying for
Not
it
a
still.
Expensive
Language.
degree.
Hey, I don't have a degree. I'm almost there, but I will never finish it.
Hey, me too.
Anything else?
Yes, I suck at Dota.
Anything else we want to talk about his items? Was that it for his items? See, yes, yes.
No.
So-
I think we're good.
We were talking about his general gameplay. So we talked about it very briefly, with your blink and all that kind of stuff. But what do you say? What you're doing in the beginning game? Which lane do you generally put Earthshaker in?
The
Not the middle, that's for sure.
No, he's not a mid. He's not a mid. Definitely not. You would probably want to put him with your hard carry, so you're gonna probably go in your safe lane.
It-
Yeah.
It depends, though. You can put
If
them
you're
both.
going tri lane, I would suggest that because you probably it depends who you're against, but you need some range. Like they can abuse you and use you if you're both melee.
Yes, totally.
But
Use you and
honestly,
abuse you.
either bottom or top,
My screen name.
and he could honestly just rotate around trying to get some ganks.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That's like his big thing is you stay in one of the lanes of the first few minutes, and then what you should be doing really is you should be roaming. Honestly, with him trying to free up, use the fissure that you get, the early fissure, to maybe block them from escaping. Like if you sit, like say you're top lane, if you and you're radiant, you can block them from going back towards their tower. If you just get in their jungle and put the fissure across the lane, it prevents them from turning back and getting to their tower, and you can very easily kill them with your teammates, especially if you're doing a tri lane. You can get a double kill there very, very easily, way in the beginning of the game, and that will put you ahead, for the rest of the match, which will be really nice. But you really generally you should be roaming around the map looking for those opportunities. That's your biggest thing with him is, again, you're an initiator. You need to be creating those situations where your team can go in and get the kill, get the double kill, get the triple kill, get the team wipe. That's really your main priority.
But you also have to have good decision making at this point too.
Of course.
You can't be overthinking your objective.
Yeah, because
Talk
then
to your teammates. Like if you see there's maybe mid has his enemy a little low, you can go like sneak into their jungle, or sneak through their ancients area.
And blink the fuck out.
well, you don't have
Not
a blink
blinking.
yet, but
Not yet.
Not yet.
trap him so your
Oh.
mid lane can kill the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Or
you just
say,
want to
um,
be careful not to sit somewhere waiting for the quote perfect opportunity and then missing it, and then you're just not getting any experience and you get underleveled, and that's not fun either. Those games suck when you just get underleveled and underfarmed because then you're roaming too much and you're not creating the ganks that you need to. You're not creating the opportunities for the ganks that you need to, and then you end up being underleveled, which is probably one of
Yeah.
the main reasons why you have a crappy Earthshaker game, is if in the beginning you're not roaming properly. Or you're not being
or
efficient.
roaming too much.
Yeah, roaming too much, and you're not being efficient with setting up the ganks. But that's really it.
Usually Earthshaker has the lowest level, I noticed.
Yeah, and that's because
Well,
I
he's
mean
a support.
you're a support. You're a 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You're going to be getting the least farm out of anybody. You need 3 major items, and that's it.
And you initiate
Yeah.
and you die, but you
Yeah,
you
totally.
if you're a good initiator and if you're a good initiator, you damage them enough so your team can finish them off when you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. But that's really it. And then the end game, what we were talking about was, or not the end game, but the middle game towards the end game, you'll have your blink dagger at that point. You might have your ags or getting very close to it. You're just going to be rolling them out in the map still, creating situations for your team to gank, setting up the fissures, creating those situations for your team to gank. And then you just get those really good, what do you call them? Echo slams off.
Echo slam.
Now, did you have something to say about late game about him, Chip?
Well, I don't know if we can put it like who's he weak against, who he's strong against. We can put it in that area, I
Look,
guess.
we're kind of on that section anyway, I guess. So, I mean, because he's not too terribly complicated to play. It's like you set up ganks if you can. Maybe we can talk a little bit because that's what we're going to be talking about today anyway.
Play around with him in bot games to figure out how long
Yeah.
his fissure is.
Yeah.
Because Leo
I
had
know.
no. Like when he first started to play him, he had trouble like figuring out how long his fissure was.
Not how long it
Or how
lasts, but
far
you're
it
saying
goes.
how far it
No,
goes, right?
Yeah, how
Yeah.
far it goes. I'm
Yeah.
like, Leo, fissure them. You're like, no, it's too far. I'm like, fissure them. You
Yeah.
fissure them, and it actually hits them.
You'd be very surprised because sometimes that works out enough. Like a lot of times you're gonna be looking for those cool fissures where you get to block them off from going a certain way or blocking it this way. Sometimes just getting the fissure, like if they're running in front of you and you're chasing them, just getting that fissure just to stop them is plenty. That's all you need. You don't need to be blocking them from running away or anything like that. As long as you just get that stun off and it gives your teammates the time to catch up, that's all you really need.
Do be careful with your fissures, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
Don't do a bad fissure.
Oh, those are awful.
I'm bad with that too.
That's why I don't choose Earthshaker.
Yeah, because you
I
can
would-
Yeah.
fuck over your team so bad.
Like we're chasing some guy. Like, let me
Bad
trap him.
fissures,
No,
bad
don't do
fissure.
it. You
Yeah.
trap our own team. They escaped.
Yeah,
They-
you can
they
make
come-
people really mad or really happy. So
The other team commends you for being a bad Earthshaker.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, thanks, Earthshaker.
Yeah, those are terrible when you get bad fissures. Those are the worst, and it feels the worst too because it feels like it lasts forever. Just
oh,
like,
they
It does.
do.
you're just
They
sitting there
do.
looking at your terrible fissure.
Like, break apart already.
Like, this is so embarrassing.
I hope no one looked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, everybody's staring at it.
Yeah. Well, they're
Bad
trapped.
fissure.
They're trapped with it. They're trying to escape or trying to chase.
Bad booty hole.
Bad booty roll.
Yeah, it's right up there with bad booty hole.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Astral
why
imprisonment.
I choose Earthshaker.
I'm pretty sure that was the game where you played Lena too, Leo.
Probably. That was terrible. I'm just. Ugh. We're not going to talk about that. So who is
That's
he?
okay.
Who is he strong against in the lane, or in the game? I would say we already talked about that briefly. Anybody with illusions, really?
Yeah, Chaos Knight, Naga
Meepo.
Siren, Phantom Lancer,
Meep-
Meepo,
yeah.
Forgot about
Naga
Meepo.
Siren.
Nobody ever
Mother,
plays him.
I played him
Nature's
once.
Prophet,
or twice.
Enchantress, and
Tadpoof.
Chen.
Yeah. Anybody? Yeah, and they're good with Enchantress and Chen because of their they can control enemy
The
or
creeps.
the creeps. Yeah, so that's more ads or whatever you call them, more units to do more damage with. So he's strong against all those heroes, and there's quite a bit. Think anybody who creates illusions that you're going to be automatically strong against. So just counterpick it immediately. Just be that douchebag in game. Just counterpick it right away.
Yeah.
No one's gonna judge you. It's all pick.
You always wait until the last second to pick him. Like, Leo.
Yeah, it doesn't
Take
matter
'em.
really. You can pick Earthshaker. There's really, I mean, let's see. Earthshaker is weak against. It says Clockwork, Silencer, Venomancer, Storm Spirit, and Lifestealer. I don't know if it's. I don't really know why though. Honestly.
I'm looking at True
Clockwork,
Picker.
he has his own stuns.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh,
Silencer,
Looking at-
obviously, because you can't do your Echo Slam or your other abilities.
well, with Silencer, he has the ability that if you don't use a magical ability, you're gonna keep losing mana or taking
that's
damage,
great.
or it's yeah. And he doesn't really have much to work with in the beginning anyway. It's like really you have Enchant Totem, which is that can
That's usually what
work.
I do when I hit that. I do the enchant tome because it's like 50 mana or whatever. It's not too bad.
Another thing too is Undying, because Earthshaker doesn't really have much to kill the zombies that come from that tombstone.
Well, you can do your thing, but it's really not going to be
That's
worth it.
Yeah.
Your Echo Slam.
Is it? Yeah.
No.
Is it going to be worth it to get rid of that?
Not the cooldown that
You don't
it's
wanna-
at 110 seconds at the highest. That's awful.
and the mana. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that.
Another person to be afraid of would be Rubik, because he can steal your abilities, and all
Oh,
your
yeah.
abilities are actually really fucking good.
Yeah, if you have a Rubik with Fissure, or God forbid, if he gets the
Yeah,
Echo
if he
Slam.
If he gets Echo Slam, he's gonna teleport you, wave you around in the air, slam you down, and then probably Echo Slam everybody. It's you're not gonna have a good time.
You can get pretty
Who's
nasty.
gonna pound you?
Yeah.
I love when he says that.
It says Earthshaker is good with Terrorblade, Phantom Assassin, Tiny, Nyx Assassin, and Ricky. Again, I have no idea why. I'm terrible at these.
Lockdown.
Perhaps Lockdown. That makes sense. Tiny he has his stun that he
Ooh,
does.
tiny.
Yeah.
You can throw Earthshaker at them.
Oh, you can,
Oh, you
and
can
we
do
have
that too?
we have done
That
that
is a really
actually.
good idea.
We've done that before. I think
Mm.
I don't think I was playing. I think I was playing the Tiny and you played the Earthshaker, or somebody did, and I threw
I
them into it in
remember
Echo
that.
Slam. I think it was actually you, PJ. You must have played. Oh no, you were playing Tiny, I think, and I was playing
No, I
Earthshaker.
played Tiny.
Yeah.
But then I got yelled at. I was like, I'm not playing Tiny anymore.
Oh yeah.
No, I did get one Echo
I'm
Slam
a
off
Tiny
that way
player,
though.
too.
Exactly.
You threw me in there, and I was able to get the Echo Slam off. It's like a ghetto blink. It's fine.
Dishonor to your chip.
Go Tusk, Tiny, and Earthshaker.
Oh god, that game. We'll pick
That-
that
those
this game
stuns.
tonight. We'll pick it.
Will we?
Oh yeah, totally. Just go all stuns, no
Yeah.
damage. Who needs damage? We got stuns.
I mean, Tiny's a good carry.
Yeah, we'll do that. Stay tuned. Anything else
Too
to
many
go over?
melee, though.
That's okay. Anything else to talk about as far as the hero of the week this week? I think that's probably most of
No,
the
we
stuff.
didn't. Who's he bad against?
We said that the Clockwork
Oh, we
Silencer.
did.
Yeah.
Well, we forgot one.
Who?
Anybody that has a BKB.
Yes, because his ultimate is magical damage, which blows.
It's so disappointing.
Any
It is very
hero
disappointing.
with farm.
I think if that was
Yeah.
pure damage, it'd just be
It would be
retarded.
too much. Yeah, it would be too much.
Yeah, that'd
Totally
be ridiculous.
unbalanced.
So yeah, late game you have to watch out for those BKBs.
If you're a good, you got to keep them under farm. Like keep ganking.
Yeah.
So they don't get enough money to buy a BKB. It
Mhm.
should be good. But don't let the game drag too much because they'll freaking.
Yeah, the
throw.
longer the game goes on, the less useful Earthshaker is. Like, I would say after 50-55 minutes, he really starts dropping off. And I mean, if the game's that long, it's already too long anyway. But at that point, you're really not doing much anymore. You're really strongest, I would say, 20 to 45 minutes into the game. That's probably when you're the strongest. Because they don't have their big tanky items up yet. If you get a couple of good ganks, you're probably maybe a little bit higher level than them, or at least your magical damage. They don't have a lot of magical resist yet, so you just do a shit ton of damage to them. But then again, the later the game goes on, the more tanky they get, and you start being less and less useful. So end the game fast with Earthshaker if you can. But it should be relatively easy with all the stunts you have.
Only if you have
Okay.
enough mana.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Arcane Boots.
Or you just have a Crystal Maiden on your team, or
Possibly
Coddle.
Soul Ring.
Soul Ring I played. I
Yeah.
played with a Soul Ring before. It worked out well.
Okay.
So the discussion of the week this week is going to be on ganking. Now, the reason we had this was there's a video from what's their name? Relax, You're Fine. I like this video. I watched actually a few of their videos. They're really good.
He has a good channel.
Yeah, it's a very good channel.
Yeah, subscribed.
I should subscribe as well. So check them out. We're really basing this off of their Spoke Ganks video, and we're totally stealing it, like just straight up stealing it. We'll talk a little
We are
bit.
giving them all the credit.
Yeah, this is totally them. This has nothing to do with us because we're learning too because we suck at Dota. Remember? So
Oh.
we'll talk about the smoke ganks really quick, and then we'll just talk about general ganking things. We can't describe too much, obviously, because you can't see the map or wherever we're pointing to, but we'll just give you general ideas. So first of all, what is a smoke? Just in case
It's
you
an
don't
item.
know. It is an item.
That you get high off of.
No.
No.
It's an item you buy in Dota that it's similar to it has like an area effect when you use it. It makes everyone in the area effect invisible. Well, your friendly units invisible for how long? I don't even know. Does anybody know?
I do not know how long you stay invisible for. I know that it has like a 10-minute
Oh, my
cooldown
goodness.
because it's very overpowered and you don't want them using it constantly.
And we learned that in the video.
Yes, we did.
It lasts 35 seconds. So it pretty much lasts 35 seconds, makes your whole team invisible. However, if you use an ability, it will make you visible again. So this is really used to, exactly what it says, to set up ganks is really what it's used for. You smoke a couple of your team or your whole team, and you run around, hopefully find somebody, and kill them. It allows you to get that initiation off. Oh, totally help. Yeah, the minimap icons.
Yeah, it'll be hidden as well. So
this actually works really well for Earthshaker because remember I was talking before. If you don't have your blink dagger yet, you know, walking in like a retard and getting getting stunned and killed before you can set off your Echo Slam. You can use your smoke to walk in before you have your blink dagger. It costs 100 gold, and you can get that level 6, level 7. What do you call it? Echo Slam off because you can just walk right in the middle.
Invisible retard.
Exactly, an invisible retard.
Exactly. Nobody will see you.
Nobody will see you. But the video points out 5. Wait, I guess what would you call them? Keynotes as far as setting up smoke ganks. The number one is have a clear goal. What are you going to be attempting to do with the smoke? Are you trying to go in and kill that carry? Make sure your team understands what's going on because it sucks to buy the smoke and then just nothing happens. You just walk around the map looking for somebody to kill. It's terrible.
Yeah, have an actual target like acquired and know their general location. That way you're not wasting it because it is only 35 seconds. You do have to start moving fast.
Yeah, it does give you a speed bonus too, by the way, 15% move speed bonus. But if you have vision on the enemy team, obviously that's the most ideal situation because you'll know exactly where they are. But sometimes if you know they have a jungler on the team, you can take a couple of your heroes and go try to kill that jungler. And that leads into point number 2, decide how many friends to bring along. The biggest thing you have to look out for with this is if all of a sudden all of you disappear from the map and they have wards up, they're going to know something is up. You can't, a lot of times you might not want to do a smoke on all 5 heroes on your team because obviously they're going to know something's up. Sometimes you want just 1 or 2 or maybe 3 depending if it's a tough hero to kill. You probably want to smoke somebody who has a stun and another person who does damage. I think that would be your bare minimum you'd probably want. So if we were to play this Earthshaker game, do a smoke on the Earthshaker, and then perhaps if somebody's playing somebody who's DPS, if this was an MMO, bring them along as well.
Yeah. Right-click damage.
Yeah, anyone with right-click damage. Maybe actually, Earthshaker would probably work well with TA. Everyone works well with TA. I love TA. Any excuse to play TA. Point 3.
Third one would be timing.
Timing.
Yeah, like I was saying, don't smoke and then decide, oh hey, maybe we should go find somebody. You don't want to waste it. You don't want to. It has a 10-minute cooldown
in the shop.
It's a cheap item, but you don't want to waste it because that's like we were saying earlier. If you're just walking around just like, oh, maybe they're in the jungle, oh, maybe they're over here, have your wards up, have some vision on the target acquired. You don't want to sit there and dick around with this and then the thing expires when you're just about ready to set up your gank because now you're just going to be exposed, you're going to look like an idiot, and they might actually take that to their advantage.
Yep. Yeah, you can unfortunately with this you can turn the game around in the other direction very easily as well if you don't get a good smoke gank off. And that's pretty much the same as point number 4. Draw a path, decide who's leading, minimize ramps. That's what I wrote down here. So have somebody who's leading the pack, somebody probably with a stun, that's going to be in front of everybody else and who kind of knows where they're going, because you don't want to be all running off in different directions, because that's not going to help anybody. And I guess that's make sure you have a clear goal, make sure you know who you're targeting, and make sure your timing is good. And those, I think, should kind of just make sure that you all kind of know what you're doing.
Just make sure.
Just make sure. And finally, the last one is beware of smoke location. Beware where you put this off or where you use this. Because they can see you use it. The enemy team, there's a big cloud of dust and then all of a sudden all 5 heroes are gone. I wonder what happened there. If you do this under one of the common ward spots, they're most likely going to know, and they're going to be prepared for a gank. And, that defeats the whole purpose. The whole thing is a surprise attack. You don't want them expecting it. If they see you do the smoke, they're going to be expecting it, and you have a lot less likely of a chance that you're actually going to be successful in the gank. So just be very careful where you put it. Generally, I try to avoid any spots where there's a common rune spot, especially like those little eye, Illuminati, whatever symbol things. Don't even do it near any of those at all. Don't do it in your jungle if you can avoid it. It depends on where you are and what point of the game you're at, because you never know. Unless you just dewarded, that's the only time I would feel safe doing it. Otherwise, you probably want to do it in your base or somewhere where it's not a common ward area if possible, or maybe in the side and like somewhere that's normally under, what do you call it, the fog of war. And fog of war. And that was it, I think. That's as far as the video goes. That's all they said, really.
Yeah, and don't do it if the enemy creeps are like in your lane or something, because they now do have vision on you. And again, if they see a big puff of smoke go up and you're all gone,
I wonder where they went.
Yeah, it's not hard to put the two pieces together.
They're not babies. They don't just think you disappeared when you hide your eyes. Oh, he's gone. Where did he go?
I wouldn't give too much credit to the Dota community.
Well, yeah, that's true. If you're at our MMR level,
I wonder.
We could probably do it right in their base and they wouldn't even see us, so it's fine.
Yeah.
We are terrible.
We're bad.
What are we at, guys? 1700 MR is awful.
Yeah.
Our team MR.
I think mine's lower than that. I think mine's like 13.
It's so terrible.
Yeah, mine's crappy.
We are so shit tier. It's not even funny.
We're not shitty. We're just a shitty team.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Find a new team.
You would think that would be the opposite. Like, we're shitty players, but we're a great team. Nope, we're a shitty team.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that another time.
We don't listen to our own advice.
We'll talk about that.
No, we don't.
So, is there any kind of general ganking tips, not specifically with smokes, but do you guys have any tips for getting good ganks off? I know, PJ, you're talking a little bit about it today. If we can try to describe it without kind of pointing out locations, it is.
Definitely.
But a lot of times you want to be doing something unexpected. D-ward, that's a good one. Which we never do, by the way.
Instead of two people in the lane, like, ready to attack somebody, one should be in the forest, and one should be in the lane, or one should be in the side shop.
Yeah, I always get ganked from the side shop.
Exactly.
Somewhere you wouldn't expect.
Do it as well. So.
Yeah, because a lot of times what you can do is, and again, a lot of times ganks are as simple as, like we talked about last week, where I had an invis rune as Queen of Pain or where the heck I was playing, and Leanna's like, hey, I'm just going to walk in the lane like nothing's going on and start getting some last hits. And they all went on her, and they're like, oh, cool, free kill. And then I go in there and kill them both because they were greedy and they want to kill her.
Especially come up behind them. They just freak out. They're like, what do I do? How do I process?
Normally what I do is...
That's one of the best ways to do it.
If I'm trying to get a gank off, especially, let's say I'm playing Earthshaker or TA or Queen of Pain, some of those kind of heroes, there's really the line, the river, is obviously like the halfway point between both sides. If you can get them on your side of the river and initiate on them from behind, you are way, way, way more likely to get a gank off than if you were to try to initiate obviously on their side of the river, because then they're closer to their tower. If you have the Earthshaker and you can fissure behind them so they can't turn around and run away, awesome. That's the kind of stuff that you set up with Earthshaker, and that will work really well. But generally, if you can get behind them and they're on your side of the map, you have a pretty good chance of getting a good gank off.
Another thing to point out too is if they're pushing, we'll use the example of if your team is Radiant and they're Dire, they're pushing your top lane, for example. if somebody happens to have a speed boost, like Wind Ranger, for example, or somebody has a haste rune, and they're pushing your tower, have like one or two heroes try and push, maybe not push them back, but be ready to expose themselves at the tower as the other person goes through their jungle and creeps up behind them. Because now they're going to be focused on the people in front of them and not realizing that somebody's picking them off from behind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I've tried and attempted this a few times, but I'm usually pretty fucking slow.
Attempted.
Keyword.
Hey, I attempted.
Jinx. Keyword. How about you, Chip? Do you have any ganking tips for us noobs because you were so good at this game?
Then you have that high MMR.
That high
we
MMR.
We all crave.
She's just quiet.
Oh, nope, I don't hear him anymore. Uh-oh,
The
he
cricket
broke his
sounds.
mic.
Where's the cricket
Hello?
sounds? Oh, there you
Is
go.
it working now?
Yeah,
It's-
Oh, yeah, it's
this
working now.
freaking
push to talk thing?
is
Yeah.
annoying. Yeah.
It's alright. Makes my
Um,
life easier. My bad. Jeez.
No, it's just that like before I could have it behind everything, but now I have to have it up front.
Yeah, that's weird.
Blink dagger, very useful. Like
Oh, yeah,
wait
totally.
for them. If they're pushing a lane by themselves, hide in the trees. Like blink yourself in the trees and just wait for them to get near, when they're farming. Just blink in, stun them. Use focus fire.
Hey,
Oh,
look,
wait, that's
they're dusting
Wind
right
Ranger.
now. They just dusted. They're gonna kill this Lena now. It's gonna
Tank
be so
and
beautiful.
spank.
Run!
Oh, no, never mind. Lena's on their team.
Oops.
Beautiful.
Fail. Or is she? Who knows? Nobody can see this anyway, so there's really no point in talking about it.
Yeah, I'm not watching it, sorry.
What? Gosh. Well, they just failed. See, they did not do a good job on the smoke gank because they smoked, went in on Lena, but went way too early, so they were all visible, so she was just like, well, screw this, I'm turning around. Don't do that.
Yep, bad gank.
You
Bad
wait.
smoke.
Usually you want to wait until you're behind them to initiate the gank. That's normally what I do, is I wait till I'm behind them. Haha, dirty. Anything else you guys would like to add?
No.
No, I think that covers it.
It's a very quick subject. And please, guys, can you send us some more suggestions? I would really appreciate those because we are terrible at this game and we can't think of things to talk about for some reason. That would be interesting, and we want to talk about it for a little bit. We want to have an actual discussion about it. I think last week, thank you, P-Frog, again for suggesting that. I think that was an awesome topic. And if we can get some more like that, we would definitely appreciate it.
We need more P-frogs.
We need more P-Frogs in the world.
Yes.
More P-Frogs. Thank you, P-Frog. And Leon, are you going to be doing your lore link this week?
I suppose, but I'd really like an intro to it.
PJ, that's all you.
There may be many Earths, but there's
No,
only
no.
one Earthshaker.
God damn
What are you
it.
doing?
Oh, I
That
thought we
was
were doing
awesome.
the Muppets.
No,
That was awesome.
you're introing Leanna's part.
You. In the ass.
That's
Oh my
dirty.
god.
Didn't
Now
you have
I
like
get-
a?
Wait, what?
No, you didn't do the intro. You already forgot it. I would.
Sorry,
never
my
forget
mic
it.
fell again.
We really need to get separate rooms that are equipped for doing this shit.
I just heard the
There
mic
may
fall
be
again.
many Earths.
No,
but
no,
there's
no.
only one Earthshaker.
We
God
just
damn it,
need
we
you to-
get him the script.
We just need you to read the next part. We're gonna have to make some bumpers, guys. We need bumpers.
Yeah, we need bumpers so we don't have to rely on this anymore.
I'm confused.
We just wanted you to
I
announce
know.
Leanna's part. Liski's lore link. Yes. Yeah.
Maybe.
Skis lore link.
There you go. That works.
There we go. We'll have to
Beautiful.
sample that one now.
Put reverb and delay to that. To
Yeah.
self.
You should do it in pre-production.
Hell no.
Yeah.
That's way
no,
too
we
much.
really should.
Studio.
Yeah, it would be useful.
Alright, so Iski's lore link this week is Earthshaker.
Woo!
Big fucking surprise.
This is my
All
favorite
right.
part.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if Icy Feather is still listening, but I
think he
do
is.
enjoy you adding the bios to the podcast. I enjoy listening to them.
I do as
And
well.
I was listening to Storytime, and you know what? I know it did sound a little weird because you're just reading off a bunch of different characters, but you know what? You were catching up, and I enjoyed it. And
I like story time.
I feel like I'm not gonna be reading them as well, but you know what? Screw it. So, Ragnar, or Rhaegor Stonehoof, the Earthshaker. Like a golem or gargoyle, Earthshaker was one with the earth but now walks freely upon it. Unlike those other entities, he created himself through an active will and serves no other master. In restless slumbers, encased in a deep seam of stone, he became aware of the life drifting freely above him. He grew curious. During a season of tremors, the peaks of Nishai shook themselves loose of avalanches, shifting the course of rivers and turning shallow valleys into bottomless chasms. When the land finally ceased quaking, Earthshaker stepped out from the settling dust, tossing aside massive boulders as if throwing off a light blanket. He had shaped himself in the image of a mortal beast and named himself Ragnar Stonehoof. He bleeds now and breathes, and therefore he can die. But his spirit is still that of the earth. He carries its power in the magical totem that never leaves him. And on the day he returns to dust, the earth will greet him as a prodigal son.
I did
Yep,
not know
like-
he was like that.
Beautiful.
Thought he
Yeah.
was just a normal dude.
No, he actually created himself to look like a Muppet.
He's beautiful.
What the hell is his problem? He
Yeah.
could have been Fabio. He could have been anybody.
I know. He chose a Muppet.
He chose
Yeah.
him up it.
It's alright. Whatever floats his boat, he's happy.
Oh, actually, shit. I don't know if you looked up any stuff about him.
Fabio.
Did you see any
What?
cool interactions he has with any characters or anything?
Oh, I did, but I have to pull it back up. Insert waiting music here.
Elevator music. Elevator music.
That's some intense elevator music. Cha cha cha.
All right. Yeah, I like the cha
Okay,
cha
go ahead.
actually.
Cha cha cha, hiya!
So, I'm not sure some of the lore behind these people, but he seems to talk quite a bit between Phantom Lancer, Clockwork, and Tiny, and a couple others. He doesn't really have many interactions with other people, but he seems to have like a core group of about 6 or 7. Things like Tiny, your name is still too big for you, or I broke you into little bits.
Little
Um,
bit.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hit my push to talk button. Treant Protector was the soil too rocky to hold your roots, and you'll find no safe soil here. Enchantress is who gave you permission to prance across my earth, and your hooves will no longer dig into my hide.
I've never heard any of these.
Oh.
I play them a lot. That's
Yeah,
weird.
but then again, and this is when he's killing the
Okay.
rival.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have anything with other people that I'm noticing, but I noticed that he
So if he's
tends
killing
to
them.
have. Yeah, he only has it when he's killing them. He doesn't really have it when he's what's it called? He doesn't have any
Like lane support.
allies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have any allies. He just has the rivals. Yeah, like Phantom Lancer. It was getting far too crowded. Phantom Lancer, I hate all of you. And divided you
that.
fell.
That was hilarious. Oh man, I definitely want to play them just so I can hear those.
Yeah. Oh, this is good. If you kill Clockwork, we gotta play against a Clockwork just because I want to hear him say that. Now, Earthshaker has a bunch of great things that he says, and you can hear some of the innuendo, some of the things that he says. For example, I'm gonna pound you.
Yeah.
If you kill Clockwork, he says clock blocked.
Oh, really? No.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Oh shit.
That is
awesome.
great.
Oh, we totally gotta play that
Yeah.
against the Clockwork. That's hilarious.
Yeah, we gotta play against the Clockwork for
Clock
that.
blocked.
Clock blocked.
Oh, that's awesome. Is that it?
That's about it.
Mm,
All right.
very
Anybody?
good.
You guys got anything else to add before I do the outro thingy here?
Yeah, the last thing is if you hit 5 heroes with your Echo Slam, he says Chaos Dunk.
What? I never
Yes,
heard
he
him say that
does.
ever.
Chaos dunk.
Maybe I
You've
never
never
hit all
hit
5.
5
heroes?
Yeah, I'm just so terrible.
Yeah.
I never hit any of them. Oh, I'm so sad. So terrible.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay. So, anything else to add? Everyone's good? Good.
I'm good.
Good. Okay. So, thank you everybody for listening. We hope you enjoyed our podcast and our podcasts, and we'd love to continue doing them. To show us some support, feel free to leave a review on our iTunes page. We love those reviews. I look every day, I swear to God. I look every day, and if you put a review on there, I will be so happy. It will make my whole day, as sad as that is. Leave a...
We'll send you a thumbs up.
I will send you a thumbs up. And if you give
A
me your phone
picture.
number, I'll send you a picture of my thumb giving you a thumbs up. Right now, see, on stream,
Yeah.
I'm giving you a
I'm
thumbs up.
sure. I'm sure it'll be your thumb.
Yes, it will be my
Yeah.
thumb. God damn it. Please leave a review on our iTunes page. Follow us on Twitch and our Twitter. We can be found at We Suck at Dota, or head over to our website, wesuckatdota.com, and that has all the links for the podcast in there, the link to our YouTube page, the link to our Twitch, the link to our Steam community page. We have all that crap. We have it there. You can go to it. Leave a comment on any of them, and we'll be very happy. If you're watching the Twitch tonight, the stream tonight, thank you very much for watching. We will continue doing this probably for every episode. We're going to be starting to stream hopefully 9 p.m. Eastern time, U.S. Eastern time. I don't know if there's any other Eastern time that's different. And we'll be playing a game immediately after. Whoever plays the Earthshaker will be streaming from their computer, and so you get to see a cool Earthshaker game after, as terrible as we are. And then we'll also upload that video to YouTube as well as the whole podcast. So again, thank you everybody for watching. Hope everyone has a good night.
You too.
And
Yeah.
let's play some Dota.
Good night, all of our listeners.
All
Bye.
one of you.
Hey. Good
Okay.
night, Icy Feather.
Good night, Icy Feather. Hey, maybe you can
If
play
he's
with
still
us.
here.
He said he was. He actually he responded earlier when we talked about it. He said thanks for the feedback.
Good night, Muppets.
Ready to stop recording? 5,